Hello, and welcome to the interactive video for live production webcast, live in downtown Seattle. Woo! Take it away, James.
Welcome to our first live streaming event here in downtown Seattle, and I'd like to welcome you to tweet, Facebook, and Instagram, #EngageVideo. And for our first guest, she originally hails all the way from Australia, but today she had to traverse the I-90 bridge. Please welcome Jenni Hogan from Tagboard.
Hello. I love the applause. Thanks so much. Great to be here, James.
Thanks for coming.
Excited.
Yeah. So for those of you who haven't seen you outside the Northwest, you were a TV journalist for 12 years?
Yeah, 12 years as a TV journalist, local TV. I started in sports and ended up doing traffic because why not? You know, we drive on the other side of the road in Australia, so why not get people to work here in America on the other side of the road? And it was really fun. Cool. Yeah.
So what was the first time you felt the power of social media helping broadcasting? You
know, as a local TV journalist, I got on Twitter over 6 years ago, and quickly the amazing community started following me, and I really felt the power. The first time where I knew there was something big was over Christmas, and our station was looking to raise toys for Tots in the lobby. The lobby was completely empty. So they said, go out, videotape yourself buying some toys, and let's just tell all your people on social media. I thought there's a better way to spend 2 hours of my time. Why don't I tell the social media community to go and buy toys? And I'll spend 2 hours on a tweet up going to collect what they collected. We'll live stream it. People can tweet along. This was 3 days before. We said, let's do this in 3 days. We organized this around Seattle, and we ended up collecting 6 truckloads of toys in those 2 hours.
This is some of the shots back from Cairo.
Yeah, we live streamed the whole event. We had a live view backpack on in the car, and we ended up doing 12 of those and raising over 100,000 toys for Tots, babies. We did a donation for the Moyer Foundation too, but really felt that power.
Fantastic. So what sparked you to leave television and pursue a career in the technology that helps make television? So
my amazing boss kept saying yes to my ideas and gave me a 30-minute time frame of hold to produce a social TV show during March Madness. So all the stuff I wanted, we had an amazing crew. I realized from doing that live TV show here in Seattle that there were a few things that were missing in the broadcast industry to help our industry move forward through the digital age. One was brands. How do we integrate brands into this social live broadcast so that they benefit and your company benefits and wants to keep doing live streams, right? We all need to get paid. It's a business. The second was technology. How do we integrate social media without having to wait for the commercial break and have a whole team of people to make graphics? So technology was missing. And then the training the staff on how to produce to social content. So I left television to try and solve those problems, launched a technology that was just my dream technology, and I've got the bug. I've got the entrepreneur bug now. So can you tell us about that first venture into technology and what you did? Yeah, so I basically created an app on an iPad that allows TV talent to look down, select the tweet you want to put on air, press one button, and it would airplay to the screen next to you. So it changed the workflow, basically. It cut out producers, it cut out directors and graphics, and instantly gave you that two-way connection to the viewer through social media. And then, yeah, I am now at Tagboard. Yeah, so how did that come about from an app to for your current position at Tagboard? So that just was one of those moments where you go and meet for coffee with someone that you idolize, like the CEO of Tagboard. I love their product. They were doing and solving the same problem I was trying to solve for talent, for the production crew, for sporting venues, for brands and live streams. And I had coffee for mentorship, and the CEO, Josh Decker, at the time said, why don't we unite and join forces and make the perfect product for this industry? And so in March last year, I joined them. In July, we launched our social TV product, and we have been having, you know, great success ever since in developing it to help live streams and everyone else easily get social content onto air. So if you're a broadcaster and you're watching us now, how would you describe to them the importance of interactive social media into their broadcast and how it can change things for them? There's three things that we've really seen the impact on when you add social TV. Content. You can increase your content without having to add other stuff. Your viewers are giving you amazing content. It's just a matter of shining the spotlight on it. So you can increase content for your live streams, great content as well. The second is engagement. Because you're asking your viewers to give you content, the only way for them to do that is to spread it to their community that they're watching your live stream.
Right.
Because that's the only way for them to get you the content. So we see engagement increase 10 times once they put up a hashtag and they put up a tag board and include their viewers. And the third is loyalty. When a viewer sees that you are listening to them and you're reading off their posts and you're interacting, they then will do something for you. The one call to action, they'll click on your live stream, they'll spread your live stream. Whatever you ask them, if they're loyal to you and you've shown them that, then they're going to spread the love for you.
So we've all seen how social media and live TV can go wrong.
Yes.
Right, if it's not done correctly.
Yes.
So can you tell us about how Tagboard kind of protects you as the broadcaster or the streamer from just curating like what you want to see on the screen?
Sure, and I think by James saying go wrong, I mean there's the naughty pictures or
Right.
the swear words or something that goes up. With Tagboard, we're all about being easy, so the talent and producer doesn't need to be web savvy or digitally savvy. It's simple as 1, 2, 3. Safe means everything that goes on air, someone has curated, so someone has picked. So there's always human error, and we are developing to help that. We have a profanity filter that will actually pick out swear words that are in hashtags with other words, and we're constantly working with people to make sure we're safe and that you always select it before it goes to air. The final thing is it's quick. The viewer doesn't want to post this and then wait a few minutes or hours to see it.
Right.
So once you select that content, it can get on air within 10 seconds.
Right, so if I'm the host and I'm doing my own show,
Yep.
Maybe with a TriCaster, and I've just got a couple of cameras locked off, I could be with my iPad right now curating the tweets that I want to go live and
Yeah.
swiping through questions.
Yeah, so Tagboard is web-based, which means that anywhere I can curate on my phone, walking around. As a talent, you could be sitting there picking what is going up on the screen behind you live. We actually had a live stream where we were interviewing someone, and he was from another country, and we saw a tweet from his hometown saying, hey, I see you. We showed him, selected that live, and it went up on the screen, and now he's talking to someone back in his home country as we're interviewing him.
So the width and breadth of that broadcast just, it went
It went
viral.
worldwide,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, and we see that. We see broadcast trending if you're doing live interaction. And by live interaction, I mean it's not pre-produced, like 4 hours ahead of time you're selecting
Right.
the tweets. It means if you and I are talking about using a selfie stick right now, and a viewer takes a picture of themselves on a selfie stick,
Right.
we can then bring them into the conversation live. And when viewers start seeing that, they start picking up their phone or their iPad
Right.
and interacting and telling their community about your show. It's great.
So how long does that cycle take from you taking the picture to us being able to put it up in the broadcast?
You know, from the moment you curate it is 10 seconds, but do you want to take a picture right
Let's
now?
do this.
Okay, so you and I are going to take a selfie. Let me see. Smile! Okay, so now I'm going to just post it up on Twitter. So you can follow me, by the way. It's at Jenni Hogan on Twitter. And I'm going to use the hashtag engage video. And I will press post on that right now. And so what that happens is we have a producer behind the scenes, wonderful Brianna. She, as soon as the tweet comes up in her feed, she's going to pop that over.
Right.
And select it and then put it up for us.
Great. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with John from Pesa. And in that time, we'll curate that tweet and bring it up and show you how it all works.
Great. Can't
Thanks,
wait
Jenni.
to see the selfie. Thanks for having
Thanks,
us, James.
Welcome back. My next guest is also tall, beautiful, and talks with a funny accent. Well, two out of three ain't bad. Here's John Naylor from Pesa.
Hi. Thanks, James.
So most people probably know Pesa from back in the day, like large video routers and infrastructure.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about how Pesa's moved now into the IP world with streaming?
Sure. Pesa, when you make a video router, you face a problem that your customers want to route HDMI or DVI or even analog. So you take the sort of highest common denominator in the router, say 3 gig SDI, and then we build a lot of video conversion modules that go around the router. So we've got a long experience in making really high quality video conversion modules. And then the other thing that we've done, it's not a new problem that my signal's here, but I want it over there, is that we've got video extension as well. So you can extend video over IP. Sorry, that's where we're going to.
Okay.
You can extend video over Cat5 or fiber, and extending it over IP with supporting rich different types of video format was a natural progression for us, really.
Cool. And this is the tweet this is the
Oh,
selfie that we
cool.
just did. That's how quick it was. So going back to the migration to IP, so it was really a natural evolution of extending video contribution, video links outside of like a campus to the rest
That's
of
right.
the
So
world.
you can go local area, campus area, metropolitan area, global. The internet obviously reaches everywhere nowadays, so it's possible to really have contribution links from anywhere to anywhere.
Cool. So can you tell us a bit about the 4 different use cases for like contribution links? And
Yeah, I'd say contribution links. You have that problem, my video's over here, but I want it over there. So encode it to a standard format like H.264 and convey it either over a private network or a managed public network to get to where you want it and decode it, and there you have your contribution link. The other use case for streaming video is publishing to a large audience like we're doing now. Publish to a CDN and then webcast it. And then when you get to some more cases where Pesa really excels, and that's streaming multiple copies or multiple versions of the same content to multiple audiences. An example for that would be I'm in Canada and I want to publish in French and English. So we use a product like this, which if I show the back panel there, you can see we've got 2 video inputs, and it's harder to see we've got 2 audio inputs.
Right.
And so you could have the French language track, the English language track, then mix it with natural sound onto each of those streaming outputs. And then you've got you can even publish that to 2 separate CDNs to reach different territories if you wanted to. So that's one example. Another one, if you went larger, say you've got one of these large conferences like an International Monetary Fund conference that we covered in Jordan. We've got a product which is similar to this, just wider, which takes 5 video inputs and 8 audio inputs, and that's a way to produce many languages all at the same time. But where we really get a different twist to do with multiple streams is, what if you could have multiple angles all going down the same stream and let the user choose which angle they want to look at.
Right, and we've got a demo of it here, and I think this is something that people maybe have never seen before, which is, and I've got it on my iPad here. So this is a demo of Pesa Live, right? And this is fed by your 5-input encoder.
Yeah.
And so what's really cool about this is I can pick which angle of this hockey game I want to watch, right, at any time, just by touching the different cameras. And this is all streamed in real time. So I become the director of what I want to watch. And the other cool thing about this, obviously, is I can scrub back. So if I'm in the stadium, I can kind of go back and look at different plays and see the angles from different perspectives.
Yeah.
Cool. So you've got a live example.
Actually, I do.
Right?
We've got a client, Ryerson University, and they've got a 4-day basketball tournament coming up, and they're just preparing. They're setting up today, and so I've got this live. Let's take the reflection off. I've got this live feed from them there. This is good. Somebody's going crazy in a gym with a camera.
So I can just pick different cameras. So as well as sports, I mean, if you were doing a conference or anything else where you got multiple events at the same time.
Or a gig, music.
Right.
So and this little device here scrolls around, so if the control was occluding your view, you could move it.
Right.
The other thing that I want to just segue from Jenni's talk there was that we've got social integration built right in here. So we've had press a little birdie, then you can see that's my Twitter feed, and I can quickly post. I'm not gonna try and do this on camera because I can't, but I can post like that. So I press a button to get the dialogue, and I'm just going to send a message.
So you don't have to go out to your Twitter app and come back again. Right. This is all integrated.
It's integrated right into the app there. And you can imagine examples where it's a sports event, the referee makes, in your mind, what's a totally egregious call, and you can tweet about it straight away.
Right, I'm sure they'll love that.
So what social platforms right now?
Right now it's Twitter, but we've got big plans for any other social platform that really catches fashion, like Snapchat or Instagram.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, Twitter's wonderful for live.
Fantastic. So if I was like a sports arena or a sports team or a university or something like that, I could use this to monetize my live stream?
That's right. We've shown you the viewer experience here, but the producer experience is a little bit different. We've got a whole sort of set of tools, both on-premise and in the cloud, where producers create their events, they advertise them, and they give each event a unique ID, so that the way the user actually gets into your event is they press the plus key and then enter the event ID, and that connects the user, the viewer, to that event. And the producer also uses those tools to put in the ads that they want to show on the bottom of the
and I can show that right now. So for instance, in this demo footage, we've got a couple of little lower thirds in TV technology running banner ads down the bottom there, and so you could have this sponsored. Say for instance,
if you could monetize it.
Yeah. So if you had an event and a sponsor, they could be running ads down the bottom to help pay for the service, I guess. Mm-hmm. And so this is the Pesa Live app. So anybody who wants to go now to the Apple App Store and
iTunes or
iTunes.
Google Play.
Google Plus, you can download this Pesa Live app for free and download the demo content and have a play. But what if I wanted to have this as my app? Is that something we can do?
Yeah, we can certainly entertain putting custom skins on this application or incorporating into a bigger app. So the same app that somebody uses to order hot dogs and beer at a basketball game or a baseball game, we can integrate Pesa Live into that. That's a service that we'll offer.
That's really cool. Yeah. So apart from the App Store, where can people go to see this technology coming up in the next few months?
We've got a live demo at the South by Southwest Festival this Sunday for the next 4 days. And also we're going to be showing it loud and proud and center of focus of our NAB booth. That's in Las Vegas in the middle of April.
Excellent. Cool. All right, if you have any questions for John about Pesa or how this multi-screen experience works, if you can tweet #EngageVideo, and we'll have the question and answer session after our next guest. So we couldn't fit 3 people on our little couch here. So we're going to use a new bit of technology to talk to Don Balance from NewTek. So hi, Don.
Hi, how you doing?
Great, thanks. So for those who haven't seen you in the many kind of NewTek TriCaster training videos, can you explain your role at NewTek?
Yes, I can. My current role at NewTek is the Vice President of Training worldwide. And in this role, I oversee all the training materials that are made for the reseller channel. We host something called NewTek University, where the resellers come in to get trained. We also have curriculum available online for people to get certified in our products, and I oversee that process as well. And we also do end-user training and on-site training, and we have a whole new professional services program that I'm a part of as well.
And judging by your background, you're a part-time time traveler, so that's pretty cool.
I was wondering if anybody would notice that.
Can you tell us a little bit about how the relationship between NewTek and Microsoft came about and Skype came about to create this great new product that everyone's pretty excited about?
Sure, it's actually interesting. You know, we've been using Skype in production for a long time, but for a long time there was no easy way to really do that. It was a kludge of equipment and software, not only to try and get the video out of a computer into your production, but then also to get your production back into Skype to be able to send it back to the viewer on the other side to make a complete show. And we were able to do it, but there were a lot of technical hurdles, and we had no control over quality, and we had things like menus and ads popping up, and again, there was just no control over it and no easy, efficient way of doing it besides this big kludge of equipment. Well, NewTek was actually starting to work on a solution like TalkShow, and they had gotten the API for Skype, and they had already begun work on a product, and then the Skype API was taken away. And we were kind of bummed out and said, oh man, that's kind of a lot of work for nothing. But then Skype TX was launched by Microsoft, and Microsoft actually came to NewTek and asked us if we would want to try and create hardware around the Skype TX platform. And of course, we jumped at that opportunity. We had already started down that road and had a whole foundation of development that we could work on. And we were able to come to market very, very quickly with the vision that we wanted with the new Skype TX platform in place, which gives us even more power and capabilities.
So before TalkShow came about, how were people getting Skype links back into the studio? And how did that all work before the benefits of TalkShow came around?
Well, before TalkShow, first you had your computer with Skype on it, and we needed to scan convert that output so that we could bring that into the production as video. But that was video only, so then you needed to get the audio, most of the time out of a laptop that we were using for Skype, and bring that into your production. And then you had the challenge of taking the production output and feeding that into some sort of video adapter that's going to translate it into something that looks like a webcam for Skype. And there are several different video adapters that we tried. And as I said, it was always just a challenge, and sometimes it worked and sometimes it didn't. But we made it work as well as we could because Skype was such a great alternative for bringing remote people onto the show. It was really the best possible way to do it if we could make it work.
Cool. So as well as Skype TX, NewTek always has some special sauce and some great features. What have you built on top of this Skype TX experience with this TalkShow product?
Well, Skype TX is great, and it delivers full frame rate video and audio via the platform. But again, even if you are able to accept that, it could be dependent upon your video client and your capabilities as to whether it's going to deliver that full frame rate video. So bringing Skype into TalkShow will deliver SDI full frame rate video out of the back of the box, also analog audio. We also allow you to go out the network port to a TriCaster or to another NewTek product, not having to use SDI or analog anything. We are also supporting audio, SDI embedded audio on the SDI video signal in and out. And we've added a lot of NewTek know-how when it comes to video signals. So when you're using Skype TX, you really get what you get. But with TalkShow, you have things like proc amps for color processing, adjusting your video levels. We have auto color, which will automatically color balance your camera for you. And this is great, especially when you're dealing with Skype. You never know what the camera on the other side is going to be because we can accept Skype calls from any Skype-enabled device. It's about 300 million people a month that use Skype, and any of these people, whether on their phone or their smart TV or their tablet, can call in and be a part of the show. So TalkShow allows us to process that video and that audio as it's coming in to give you the best possible experience for the caller in the show, but you also have that same video and audio processing power on the signal that you're sending back to the person in their Skype return. So they actually can see the entire show, very good quality, and be a part of the show. And again, this is all integrated into one RU 19-inch rack mount device with very simple inputs and outputs on the back. Makes it really easy to use Skype. It removes all those ads and those menus and those pop-ups that we were talking about and gives you beautiful, pristine, full frame rate video. It is really the best way to use Skype in a production.
So today we're actually using a TalkShow to a TalkShow, right? Rather than like a laptop camera. So you're seeing what our viewers at home are seeing, right? With a full broadcast studio return and tally, which is pretty neat.
It really is, and it allows me to become part of the show. I'm not just this isn't just a Skype interview. I see myself on camera. I see myself in the show. It allows me to become immersed in the show. And again, the quality that we get out of the box is just phenomenal. So much easier to integrate Skype into your production using TalkShow than any other method.
So for everybody watching, where can they go and see TalkShow in the next few months if they wanted to get their hands on it?
Well, TalkShow is already out in the hands of our resellers, so you could definitely go to your local key code office and get a demonstration of TalkShow. But any new tech reseller selling the product should have a demo, be able to give you a demonstration of the product. But also, we have a trade show coming up that you may have heard of, NAB, and of course we'll be showing TalkShow there as well. That would be a great place to come by and get a full demonstration of its capabilities.
Cool. The new tech booth is always one of my favorites at NAB. There's always something new. Nobody sees coming. You guys always can surprise us. Is there anything you can tease our audience with today that they'll see next month?
Well, you know, the mantra here is we don't really talk about what we're doing down the road, but I can tell you that, as always, the new tech booth will be the place to be at NAB. We have amazing announcements, groundbreaking new technology to show you. And again, I can't talk about any specifics, but I'll just tell you that the messages that we're going to deliver are going to make the rest of the noise at NAB seem like a sparrow fart in a hurricane, because we've got some big news to share with you all at NAB, and I can't wait to be there to share it with you.
That's fantastic, Don. Can you stick around for our Q&A segment?
I'd love to.
Absolutely. Great. So I think we're going to go and start taking questions. So if you have any questions for Jenny, John, or Don, or ourselves at KeyCode, you can hashtag, you can tweet, Facebook, or Instagram, hashtag #EngageVideo. And we're going to start taking questions from the audience right now. We're going to do this live. Excellent. So our first question came in, and it's from Farron Benjamin. I hope I pronounced that right. And it's to you, Jenny. Can I pick content live as talent?
Yes, so with Tagboard, that's the idea, is that you can pick it and change the workflow and it can go directly to air. So for example, if I had tagboard.com up on my phone right now, I could just curate her question and it would go to the area wherever we're displaying it right now.
Cool.
Making it really two-way.
And so our next question.
Waiting for the next question.
Lots of tweets about sparrows.
Here's one for you, John. And this is from Kat. How many camera inputs can the Pesa multicam system take?
Depends on which unit you use. The C22 can take 2 inputs, and the C58 can take 5.
Right, but on the 5 inputs, we saw a 4 video quad split. Is there something on?
It actually generates 6 streams.
Right.
One is a quad split of any 4 of the inputs, and the other 5 are independent outputs driven by each independent input.
Fantastic. So even if you didn't want to use the quad split app, you could use that encoder to do 5 separate streams.
Absolutely. It's a bulk encoder.
Cool. All right, third question.
Waiting drum roll.
And this is from Jermaine. Is Google Hangout on the roadmap for TalkShow? And we're going to hand that one over to Don.
Well, we are looking at other solutions, and we're always going to keep an open mind to those other solutions. But right now, we are co-producing this product with the Microsoft Skype TX team. So again, not really going to talk about any future developments, but of course, we're going to keep our eyes open to whatever the customers are going to be able to use and get a great-looking production out of. But right now, TalkShow is going to be Skype TX only.
Cool. Thanks, Don. Next up.
Here it comes. There it is.
So this is from Minded Media. Are there techniques for integrating third-party media into a live stream? This could be answered a couple of ways. So in terms of photos and maybe vines and things like that, Jenny, do you want to talk about how we could do bring third-party media into a live stream?
Yeah, it's really simple. For Tagboard, it's web-based. So if you can bring a website into your live stream, I know through the new technology, that's really simple, and that's how we're doing it today. And so you can have multiple different sources as well. You can see that we're doing the full screen, lower third, and then we had a grid mode as well. So we have 3 different web sources. They're all on one computer, and basically you're just using different tabs to get through them as well.
Great. All right, next question. This is from Alex. Is Pesa Live available for over-the-top and desktop?
Okay, I have a mantra. My sales team is a SWAT team, which is short for Sell What's Available Today. And right to today, no, we don't have support for Windows or Mac, but that's coming. It's on the roadmap, but right today we support Android and iPads.
Right, and that kind of fits in with the user experience, right, of touching the screen and moving things around, whereas on the desktop it would be browser-based.
That's right.
Cool. All right, next question. And this is from Matt. How can you prevent stream delay on a major live stream event? This is a little bit of a loaded question, but I'll hand that to John.
Okay, it depends what delay you're worried about. Perhaps the most annoying delay you can have, and the one that loses engagement of customers, is when your lips move and then the people hear what you say sometime later. So in all of our products, our streaming products, we have the ability to tune in an amount of audio delay so that the video and the audio are in editorial sync as they leave the box. That's one type of delay. The other one is when you're publishing, there's a technology called HLS, HTTP live streaming, and the way that works is that it breaks the signal up into 10-second chunks by default, and creates those at different bit rates, so that when you wander around with your viewing device, you might go into some place where you've got a good strong Wi-Fi signal, you'll get a big bit rate, a high bit rate there, good video quality. Then maybe you walk somewhere else and you lose that signal and the bandwidth drops, it'll flip over to a different quality with fewer bits. But in order to do that, the publishers need to hold on to those 10-second chunks and create them, and that's why you get a delay between something happening live and being viewable. There are ways to mitigate that. There's a technology called RTSP, which can actually get you the crack of the baseball bat happening at the same time, actually in sync with what you view. But that requires some pretty special networking technology to make that happen.
Right. And in terms of a contribution link, we're using Skype right now to talk to Don. But if you were to use a Pesa encoder to do a contribution link, like a simulcast, are there kind of services out there that take you away from the dirty internet into kind of a low latency mode? Yeah,
we've got partners, Lifetime Networks is one of them. And we've been doing tests recently across the USA, from Huntsville to Connecticut, where our measured latency is less than 1 second. And when you put target encoders back to back and measure the absolute minimum best case latency, we see that the encoders themselves, the encode-decode hop, is less than 200 milliseconds of delay. So that's a really sort of key figure of merit for a contribution type application.
Cool. I hope that answered that question. Do we have another one? Jim says, is this being recorded?
That's for you, James.
Yes, the stream is being recorded, and what we're going to do is at the end of the live broadcast, we're going to do an encore presentation. And so we're going to start it from what we recorded back from the beginning on the live stream. So if you missed the start, you can catch up. This will also be on the Keycode Media YouTube channel by the end of today. Cool. All right. Do we have one more question? Is that it? All right, fantastic. In the meantime, if you hashtag Engage Video, we're going to keep monitoring Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. We'll keep answering your questions. And we want to thank very much our guests, Jenni Hogan from Tagboard, John Naylor from Pesa, and Don from NewTek. Say goodbye, Don.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
And a quick note about Keycode Media. We're a leading video system integrator, and we're obviously leading partners with our guests here today. If you have any questions or want to learn more about us, go to keycodemedia.com, and we will start this again for those who missed the beginning. Thanks very much for tuning in, and we'll see you again soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.